Hello and welcome to another blade steel video guide. Today we'll be looking at 154 cm. I've only got a couple of knives with 154 cm steel and they're made by Benchmade. Benchmade use this steel in a lot of their blue series of knives. So in front of you here are two Griptilians. We've got the smaller one with the axis lock. I think that's what it's called. It's a lovely little lock. You can pull it and then flip it out. You can do all kinds of things with it. So it's a lovely solid lock. And then we've got the much larger Griptilian again. So they've both got 154 cm. Malpardue design. You've got the 154 cm there. So what is 154 cm? Well, first of all, I'm just going to give you Benchmade's kind of take on it. What do Benchmade have to say about it? Well, they say that it's an American-made stainless steel with well-rounded characteristics, including good edge retention, overall toughness, and corrosion resistance. Going to have to agree with them there, of course. It's a lovely blade steel. It's very sharp. I've never had any issues with rust or corrosion. They look like new, and I've had these for 3 years or so now. It's really nice steel, so if you get any Benchmade knife with a 154 cm, you'll have this kind of experience with it. But which kind of blade steel is it? Is it close to? Well, really, it's comparable to the older version Hitachi steel's made, which is the ATS 34, otherwise now known as VG10. So it's very similar to VG10 in both its edge retention, its sharpness, its ease of sharpening, and its toughness. But I'll talk more about that later on. So it's a type of stainless steel that's developed in the US by Crucible Materials, or that's what the CM we think stands for, but it's now Crucible Industries. It's the modification of martensitic stainless steel 440C. So a modification of this. What they did is they put some molybdenum in, and they added some. This is what you kind of get. It was originally developed for tough industrial applications and combines the three principal elements: carbon, chromium, and molybdenum. Its composition is 1.05% carbon, 14% chromium, 4% molybdenum, 0.5% manganese, and 0.3% silicon. Rockwell hardness scale is 58 to 61. It's a very high carbon stainless steel, provides better edge retention than standard cutlery, which is standard stainless steel. It's a good choice for blades that require heavy cutting applications, and it's got very good edge retention, holding ability, and it's got good toughness when double tempered, and obviously at high temperature you're going to get the best kind of outcome of this. It's got fair corrosion resistance, and obviously it's less expensive than BG42 or S30V. Like I said before, it's very comparable to VG10 blade steel. Apparently VG10 is slightly harder to sharpen than 154 cm, but to be honest, they're both very similar. You may get VG10 slightly sharper if you're going for a razor edge, and VG10 is probably slightly tougher because it handles lateral stress a little bit better than the harder steel 154. So it's comparable to VG10. It's half the edge holding ability of D2, but it's 2 times more than OS8. It doesn't hold its edge, of course, as long as S30V, but it is easy to sharpen, mainly because you can use your rods to sharpen 154, whereas on, say, S30V, to get that razor sharp edge, you're gonna be looking at diamond rods to get it super sharp. And for that reason, many people prefer 154 or even VG10 to S30V. I mean, yes, the S30V is tougher and has much more edge holding ability. However, for ease of use and getting a razor sharp edge quickly, that's why many people prefer 154 or VG10. If you're on the fence as to which steel to go for, either 154 or VG10, there's not much in it at all. There really isn't. It's not like S30V and 154 where there's considerable differences in terms of composition and makeup and things. If you're comparing both of these steels, you're better to invest your time in deciding the knife based on the handle, the blade shape and the locking mechanism, rather than trying to figure out which one's better, because they're that close. If anything, VG10 is very slightly easy to sharpen, but you're going to get razor sharp edges on both of these blade steels, and they're both extremely good. 154 is just very slightly harder, hence why it's going to be very slightly easier to sharpen the VG10. But we're talking negligible amounts here between the two blade steels. So I hope you've enjoyed this knife video looking at 154 CM. It's a very decent steel. It holds up. It's got great corrosion resistance, and Benchmade put it to good use in their Griptilian series. But really, it's up to you which kind of knives you prefer, because the steels are very similar. I'm going to be putting out some more knife videos, knife-related videos. Next weekend will be a new knife review. I hope you look forward to that. If you have any preferences for the next blade steel video, whenever that will be, put it in the comments. I prefer it if it's of a steel that I have a knife of. Anyway, so thanks ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Take care.